Okay, so good evening, everybody. We're all set for the quali. Somebody will probably have been here for the first free practice session. Just to give a couple of insights, this I will show you my telemetry visualization software. For the time being, is just a visualization tool. I use it to visualize what's going on during the sessions. I will improve it to have more interactive stuff and content going on during the session, since we have started to broadcast this kind of stuff here, and it's looking good so far. The first session was really nice to be here with you, and we will just here we have mainly focused on Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull, but we have all the teams here. This is backwards. They are trying to the gearbox, nothing special in the pits, and we have all the teams down here, so we can watch everything. In case anything is going on, I will just scroll down. Once again, if you hear uh, curious noises in the background, is because I have three small kids at home, and they usually have fun during the weekends. And that's basically it. Enjoy the show. I will try to speak a bit, but qualifying is always the peak moment of this kind of stuff, when we see very much the peak performances of the car on a single lap. So let's try to see if we can get some interesting stuff out of this. But in the meantime, I kindly remind you that I'm also working while I'm talking, so I will try to do my best to answer questions and do anything I can, but of course, with some degree of freedom, let's say, because I will need to also keep notes and everything to later on develop the final analysis that will be, as I remember, every time on Formula Passion. So you will see on Formula Passion all the relevant stuff. Um, we have. I'm watching Sky Italy, and they're showing Binotto in from Maranello with a special guest who I don't know who is. Ah, it's Jean Todt. It's Jean Todt, who is in Maranello with Binotto. And that's basically it. I will be back soon. I will now leave. This is on a time domain, so you will see it scrolling. And again, it won't be much interactive, just basically to watch up to now. But in the future, I have many ideas to show you interactive stuff. Just let's build the confidence from session to session. Okay. I will now mute for a bit, and be sure that everything is set up, and we'll speak again very soon. So I will just take the chance to show you, since we are here waiting for the quality to begin, what a small chart of what happened during the first practice session. Let me get it right, and here it is. So just to show you, here is the summary of what happened in the first quali session, in the first practice session between Hamilton and Verstappen, and you see how faster was in straight line speed the Mercedes compared. 1 second, because I have my kid. Where's my little kid here? I will show you. I will show her. See, 1 second.
Papà, me lo puoi accendere?
So it's the beauty of being live. I have the small kid right here. I will just turn this on. What time is it? 1 second, everyone. So in the meantime, you enjoy the data.
Mamma,
No, it's Papa.
papà, avevo sbagliato.
There you go.
Avevo sbagliato.
Vai tranquillo.
Papà, io ho così tanto sonno.
Vai a dormire allora. Okay, so back
Io
at it.
voglio rimanere a giocare.
So yes, so back at it. It's you see that it's like 14 kph faster in the main straight and 7 kph faster in the second straight. And this, you see how fat, how round is the acceleration curve of Mercedes compared to the Red Bull ones. But the driven sector is pretty much on par, despite this this big advantage for Lewis. So I guess this is quite faster for Max, and here Max was faster, but Lewis got the faster time thanks to the straight line speed advantage. Now, if Honda, as always, was very low on power as it seems here, and they can put it up for the second session, I guess for the quali session, I guess they will be in advantage on Mercedes, and considering also that Max probably kept a lot in his pocket on the driving aspects. But let's see what happens now. Sorry guys for the interruption of the kid, but it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm home with 3 little kids, so they always come around. Gianluca is asking if Alpine was up with the engine from the data on the first session. My guess is yes. It's not something new for them. They usually turn it up quite early. They seem not to have big reliability issues, but so they can push it since first sessions in Friday, but they don't usually then end up quite fast at the end of the weekend. But yes, they were quite up with the engine, and it's a track where this matters on lap time. So for the voice that you hear below is from Galeazzi's been broadcasting by Sky Italy, and just a small word. Giampiero was a big Italian sports journalist who has made a lot of live broadcasting and very passionate with his job, who passed away today. So goodbye, Giampiero. May you rest in peace. And relative to the question on the software, well, it's quite there's a whole system built on it. It's not as a simple WebSocket to gather the data. I have a WebSocket internally to manage it, but from Formula One, it's quite larger, and they usually broadcast a couple of inputs every second, but each input contains up to 10 points per second, so it's then you have to unpack it and put it in order. Now, quali is starting, so Ferraris are out very early as the first one, as you may see here from the chart, and let's see how it goes. Yes, Carla, the first is speed. Here is the gear. So, seventh gear up to second, first, and neutral. This is throttle, so the accelerator, throttle. And this is brake. So, when they don't give gas, the throttle goes down and they brake. Brake is usually basically 0 100 value. They don't have a mixed one. There is a very technical answer because of the pressure that cannot be measured as a maximum in the circuit. It's quite a complicated one, but basically braking is 0 100 while throttle is progressive value. Okay, the lap just started for Charles and for Carlos. Charles ahead, Carlos just behind. 319 for Charles and 322 in the first two straight line speed, and 319 323 for Carlos Sainz. 190 in the first corner is quite a lot against 113, but this is quite fast also compared to what we saw. But Carlos is a bit faster in turn 4. And they had a big exit in turn 4 issue. I guess this is resolved because Carlos is quite good in this section. Let's see. So between the two Ferrari drivers, actually Sainz got the best lap, and we can see. Just let me show. Sorry for paint, which is quite bad on the technological point of view, but at the moment it is what it is. Sainz had quite a better end of the lap. I was trying to figure out where exactly. It seems that here the center, the middle sector, yes, the middle sector was very good by Sainz. Here it is. Yes, also on the chronometer I'm looking now, which is very good. Here is the same. Yes, Charles is a bit. Maybe in the top speeds, it was quite fast. I don't know. I will have to check again later on. But Sainz in the end got the better time, and now they were both beaten by Gasly. Here it is. Here he is. Ah, but he is already gone. Okay, we'll check it later on. I plan to implement a whole new system which allows to scroll back and forth between the times to let you watch everything, but it will take a bit of time. For the next Grand Prix, I hope it will be in place. This is just the beginning of it. So. And in the meantime, Max is going very fast. Here he comes. But you see how slow is it on the straight. 314, 320. These are very low speeds. It means they have a lot of downforce to carry. 193, 195 for Perez. They have a lot of downforce. Really a lot of downforce. Just to check against the Ferraris. You see? 314, 320, 319, 322. 168 against 158. This is how fast in the corners is Red Bulls actually. 93 against 92 against 87. 109 against 100. This is 109, okay. 90 against 87. 126 against 121, 160. This is how fast Red Bull is in the corners. This is fast lap also from Norris as well. This was lost. It's too many to follow at the same time if I'm also talking to you guys. So it means that I will need to improve this for the future. Let's cut me some slack for today and will be better tomorrow. 326 the top speed of McLaren. That's fast. Let's see Hamilton. I will put max lap just next to it so you can watch it, the comparison live. It's a bit faster in the slow, not in the upper part but in the slow part. Here is quite remarkably faster. This is turn 6, 7. I guess it's very fast, It's very fast. Because in the slow corners, you made a lot of difference. If you're fast in the slow corners, it makes a big time difference, and it's very fast in the slow corners. But also here, watch, 168 against 172. So only here it was a bit slower. But Lewis got the fastest lap for the time being. Okay, I'll go mute to sum up a bit of the data. I'll be back. So Leclerc is now just had the purple sector in the first sector. So here is now he's going fast. He's not as fast as the best one. Here was even faster than Hamilton, but here was quite slower in turn 4. But it's very fast in turn 5, and is okay in turn 6, not very good in turn 7, and okay in turn 8. Gasly is going fast at the moment. They're all marking their best laps, so it's quite difficult to follow everybody. But I will just give you what I can, guys, okay? And Charles just improved his time to the second time, actually. That was very good lap from Charles. That was a very good lap from Charles. Let me mark it down. I kindly remember you that I'm also working at the same time while I'm doing this, so I try to do my best to both describe what's going on, follow what's going on, and take notes and everything that I need to work. Oh, they deleted this time. They deleted at the time of Charles. That's a pity because it was a very good lap. We will. Carlos went even faster. Carlos just went even faster, but too bad for Charles because he will now have to do everything scratch from scratch. It will probably, as Mark Genet is saying on the Italian TV, actually, it will probably be, and I agree with him, in this kind of track, it will probably be a matter of hundreds, maybe thousands of seconds, because it's a very short track, so the timing will be very, very tight between all the teams for sure. I will just mute it for a So Hamilton just improved even more, even though not in the mid sector, but mainly because he had not changed his tire. This is really impressive because it means that he had fuel for the whole for more than one lap, and this car is capable of preserving the tires for this many laps, so no degradation at all. And Charles is in bit in a bad situation because he has now to use a new set of tires because they deleted his first lap attempt. We will see if if the track is if Charles can get a big lap time, it means that the track is improving a lot, a lot. Let's see now. Norris is starting his lap now. Let's go have a look at Norris. 317 in the main straight, 322 in the second straight. That's very fast turn 4, 167. 229 turn 6, 89. They are good numbers. I guess it's a good lap for Norris. Turn, turn 10 is not super fast. 123 it's okay for turn 12. But I think Norris is improving. Yes, he's improving. Let's see. Yes, his best lap. But it's, 193 is P7, but it's 329, 347, 350, 365. Well, it's all about 10,000s here. That's crazy. Okay, so you have a reference for Norris. I will be scrolling back to see charts. 325. I guess they are trying to deploy the whole hybrid power they can now. Charles is doing maybe not super bad, okay. It seems okay to me. Let's see his middle sector. It's not super because if he got a lot of traffic. Let's see if he pushed. Let's see pushing the last. Yes, this is. You see how much power they gave. You see how much power they gave. Look here how steep it is. So I guess they squeezed every energy available from the battery in this lap. They really need it. So I'll just scroll down a bit just to give tribute to Antonio Giovinazzi, who just scored an unbelievable lap. These are his references for anyone who is wishing to pause and give a look at the numbers. This is very fast. 113, 160. This is very good lap for Antonio. Congrats to him. He's fast in the straight as well. So eliminated in Q1 Stroll, Latifi, Russell, Schumacher and Mazepin. So Williams is not very good in this part of season. Very good for Alpha. Super lap by Antonio. And Verstappen didn't have a second run while Hamilton is really on fire. I guess with the new power unit they're pushing even harder. It's gonna be interesting to watch this qualifying and especially tomorrow. Let's see. So I'll just scroll down to have a look at the top speed for the Q1. 328 for Lewis, 326 for the Ferraris, 325 for Bottas, 320, 320, 321 for Red Bulls. That's usual, they're very slow because they have a lot of downforce. Then we have 323 for Vettel, 26 and 24 for the McLarens, 23 for Latifi, 32 for Kimi. Very fast in the streets, Alpha. No downforce, just power. 28 for Mick, 23 for Gasly. Lot of downforce for the Alpha Tauri this weekend seems very strong. Also in the with this kind of downforce they can be strong also in the long run. Let's see what happens. Stroll was out. Alonso and Ocon. Tsunoda on the opposite of Pierre was very fast. And then Russell 326 but is out. And Antonio who is 330. It's very fast. Let's turn off the one who are not running the Q2 so we can spare a bit of energy or a bit of computing power. Latifi. Yes, one door. Okay. To Marfran, yes, basically yes. The Alfa Romeo does not have the option to put a lot of downforce, so they usually are very fast but in straights, but really slow in corners. To be honest, I didn't have the chance to look if he had a toe or not. During live, I was following the first ones, and he just came out of the blue, so I didn't have the option to see if he had a toe or not, but it's quite common to see that they are very fast in the straights because they cannot put the downforce they would like to in the car. The question you're asking again for relevant to Mercedes on why they change only the ICE. It's because that they can basically the issue is on the ICE and they can contain the penalty to five just to five position, and it changes a lot because having to start from the back of the grid or just have a 5 position penalty, it means that Lewis is still on charge for the race if he can go this fast. Otherwise, if he was last at the start, then he had basically no option. I don't know if it's raining. I haven't checked the weather, but from the TV show, seems like there are some drops, and this can become interesting. Also, from our point of view, we can see some interesting numbers. It will be cool to show. Let's see. Yes, Gianluca, Mercedes is very high on power, especially on Lewis. They have a new power that will probably be full from now till Abu Dhabi. That's my very best guess. This is an issue for Honda because they are properly saving the engine up to the last race, but you see they cannot push it at the very top. They need to save it some. LNG, yes, I see. They can be good. They can be third, fourth easily. That's at least my feeling. But of course, it will depend on Gasly and on Norris, basically. They're not too bad for me. They don't have super downforce on the car, but at least for now. But this could be a good track. Then we see. It will be matter of hundreds or thousands of seconds. So it will depend also on the driver capabilities to put it together the good lap here. It's not only about the car. I don't think Elena. I don't think they will be very close. I think Red Bull will step ahead at some point. I will be surprised if they are very close to Red Bull. To be honest. Tiago Alexandre, from the name I guess you're Brazilian. I hope you're on the track. right? You're on the track watching us, right? So again, I am sorry if you hear child noises in the background, but as I said, I have 3 kids, so and I'm at home during the weekend, so they always do what kid stuff. Alan, I'm from La Spezia, so I know Liguria very well. The track is very cold. It's 20 degrees the asphalt, 15 the air, or something like this. This is very helpful for Mercedes. This is very helpful for Mercedes. The colder it is, the more they can push on the tires, which they usually exploit a lot. While the hotter it is, the more in difficulty they go, and the more Red Bull can use it better. So these track conditions are really helpful for Mercedes. On the pole, LNG on the Mercedes is gonna be on pole. Well, actually, on the pole, non-pole, because the pole is gonna be on Sunday. But yes, they could start. It's gonna be interesting because they are able to start ahead of Red Bull, but then Hamilton will have to pay the penalty for Sunday grid. So it's it could be some interesting stuff can come out of this. Let's see. But yes, at the moment, Mercedes, especially Lewis, has the capability of staying ahead easily. Not easily, but for sure. It really depends on. Let's see how it goes for Max and Checo. Verstappen just woke up. The time of the Lewis lap time was cancelled, and Max had a faster lap. This is gonna be interesting here. So it was a turn 4 incident for Lewis, who just went outside the track limits. Boring track limits, I have to say. So Ferrari had a good lap. Leclerc 18939. That's okay. That's a good lap for Leclerc, even though Gasly is still faster. Gasly is still faster. Sorry guys, I have to work in the meantime, so you hear me working and trying to do all the stuff all at once. This is usual stuff, but I usually do this without talking it live. And then of course the full analysis will be after the session with a bit of calm when you can watch all the datas easily without, let's see, 324 here. So you can compare easily one lap to the other. We don't have the data of Pierre, we will look it afterwards. And this time is Hamilton who is rushing to get a good lap because he's risking of being cut out due to track limits. Let's remember that there is no tire rule since tomorrow. Since yes, tomorrow there is a sprint qualifying, so there is no Q2 tire rule for this race. You just had a purple sector in the middle sector. Let's see, comparing with max lap time. Despite you having a used tire, so this is a confirmation of how good Mercedes is on on this kind of track. Let me guess. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Eccolo qua. So you see 322, 118, this is still good, but in the middle sector, Hamilton went very fast, 94, 170, I guess 90, and 114. This is 125. The last corner was always good for Max. 222. So this is the key section when it goes very fast. In the slow, from turn 7 up to turn 10, Mercedes is very very good. Okay, let's move on. Sorry guys, I'm muted it. Okay, so since everybody is going out for the second run of Q2, while the top seems to not need to go out necessarily, they are going out, but I don't know if they push or not. Very hard. I will just scroll down a second to have a look at the others. Just for a second. Is Alonso, Gasly. Let's just have a look at Alonso and Gasly for just for a minute. And let me take this off. 2:15 to the end of the session. Yes, Verstappen would need a tow. Yeah, yes, it would help. Even though I think Mercedes is really strong on power that allow them to maximize the performance. I'm not very sure because they're also very strong in this very slow part. I guess that what they changed during FP1 was something mechanical that really gave him an advantage. They're showing an onboard view of Alonso, which with these colors and this helmet and everything from Interlagos really seems like 2005 World Championships. 322 for Alonso. Let's see Gasly. 314. You see how much downforce they have. They have the power because Honda has the power, but still, so Alpha Tauri is could be strong this weekend. For those watching Sky Italia, I'm giving you the telemetry of the lap of Fernando while you're watching also the lap from on board. I think it could be pretty cool. And now Fernando is on the arquibancadas or whatever you say it in Brazil to close his lap. Let's see, 193 is not his best lap. So I will now scroll back up, but it was good to give you also the reference of the others. Let's see also Pierre. It's not his best lap as well. So sorry, but I will just scroll back up now. Wow, look at this, 325, 328, 169. But it's faster. Hamilton is faster in the first sector, 289 against 287. 226. You see how fast it is. And Leclerc just had his best lap. Perez had his best lap, but is far away. That could be an indication that for Max could be hard to beat Lewis today. Let's see if Norris can improve. Sorry guys, I will just scroll down to Norris. It's his best lap. Yes, he can put in. He put it just ahead of 1,000 of a second in front of Sainz. Lewis just improved again. That is crazy how fast he's going. Here you have. I will just freeze all these four guys, so you can have a small look at how they perform. I will just leave it for 30 seconds so you can look at the data. You see the top speed difference in the run to turn 4. It's a bit faster in the fast corner, Max, but you see Lewis is 118 against 100 against 113. Even though the numbers doesn't seem too much fast. This is difficult to see, but this is faster than this, and this is why he's improving also time here. And this is a bit faster as well. But the Red Bull seems to be fast in corners, but they cannot match Lewis' power. You see that they are close to Bottas, but they cannot match Lewis' new power unit power. At least that's what seems to be. Okay, I will just reactivate everything so we can go on with the session. Sorry, I'm muted for a So we're about to enter the Q3. It's going to be fun because it seems to me that Lewis has quite an advantage due to power usage of his power unit compared to everybody, and Mercedes is very strong. It's very strong. It's not like Mexico where Red Bull basically messed up the whole quali session while they were stronger. Here, Mercedes seems very strong. It really depends on how much Max can exploit is also in the long run because it will. But Lewis showed not to have any issue to even though keep lapping with the soft tire. So Mercedes seems very good also on tire consumption. They have the upper hand to me at the moment. Then Verstappen is very close to Bottas anyway, and so we'll see. Ferrari not bad at all. Finally, Charles is in front of Gasly, but of course we have to see now what's going on. This is what matters now. The top 10 drivers. And a small note, the I keep saying that the new unique map rule changed quite a lot the cards on the table, and for sure Mercedes was hit quite hard. on one side, and on the other side it's a bit bad to not to see the full potential of all the cars in Q3, because it was really fun to watch how fast they can, how much they can squeeze the power from their power unit when it mattered the most. But it is what it is. So Q3 has started. Only Charles is going out at the moment. We see it in the TV as well. Carlos behind Charles. Yeah, Charles should be on used soft because he used one more soft tire during Q1. Okay, guys, the lap of Charles started. He has a lot of traffic ahead, so it would be quite crucial for him to get rid of the traffic properly. Let's see. Also Carlos is starting his lap now, T14, T15. Yeah, but Charles is going to have a lot of traffic. But it's not a big issue for him because it's also used tire, so it won't be super time. This double new here, it's kind of a bug of the data that is coming on. I will fix it later. So they're all leaving for the lap. Lewis, Carlos, Valtteri, Perez, and Max. Once they finish, I will just freeze the so we will have the data on screen. Okay. It's very high time for Charles used tire. Lewis is very fast in the first sector. 326 is not his best, but he's very fast. Max is 60 thousandths behind Lewis in the first sector. This is Carlos. From now on, I just stopped it, then we will see the data. So, Max is P2 and was in front of Bottas, which is key for him, of course. Let's check between these two. Lewis has quite higher top speeds. Here, no, here is Max. I'm just having a look live. Max is very fast here. Here, this is the same. Max is fast in this slow, but here Lewis is very strong. Here Lewis is keep making the difference. Turn 8 and turn 10. Slow right hand. Tires overheating is claiming Max. And this is also the last corner was for Lewis, so you see Bottas is lower compared to Hamilton as well. And let's see Carlos. Carlos is not bad, but here is remarkably lower at turn 8 and is remarkably lower at turn 10, and this makes a lot of difference. He's quite fast in the fast sector. Okay, I'll just say this. Sorry guys, keeps popping up there. I will leave for other 30 seconds and then I will move on and unfreeze the top 6. I know Gasly is ahead, but Gasly is down and it's difficult to follow everybody. I can have it. Okay, let's unfreeze everybody. And Max just said that his front tires completely died on turn 8, which is basically what we saw in the data, that Lewis was faster in turn 8. It's good to see that this thing is working, right? You know, from time to time.
sarà una grafica nuova in teoria, in gara, più completa sulla prestazione non solo del pit stop per sé, questo in gara, non solo del tempo del pit stop, ma ci diranno i piloti che sono bravi nell'entrare nel pit lane e nel fermarsi nel posto da fare il pit stop e anche nell'uscita.
So let's follow live the last run. This is where Paul, let's say Paul, even though it's not Paul, is decided. Let's see. Leclerc was already started. Sainz started. Also Gasly started. I cannot show it now. Verstappen just started. Charles got a okay first sector. That's quite slow first sector for Max. That's quite a slow first sector. But Lewis is not super fast in the first corner either. The top two seems not to be super. Let's see what's going on in the. Okay, or freeze Charles. Carlos ahead. Super lap of Carlos here. Means also that Bull is not super strong. Gasly ahead of Sainz. Incredible, unbelievable. Charles, wow. And Bottas did not improve as well, so it's gonna be. Let's see. Perez improved at the last run, so it's gonna be Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, and Leclerc, and Norris behind for a tiny 20 thousandths behind Leclerc. Okay, I'll just leave this for a couple of seconds here so you guys can enjoy. I think that today, from the very first look of what we saw, Mercedes was very strong due to also his power, and Max had a very strong lap in the first run because he had to keep Bottas behind, otherwise it's going to be a mess. So tomorrow they will start first row, even though Lewis is going to have a 5-position penta. It's going to be interesting. Okay. Okay, Lewis is happy. Okay, so I guess this is it. I thank everybody who spent some time here together to have a look at the data together. It's going to be fun. Formula 1 2021 is really fun. Is really funny, and just watching the replay of Max having some troubles in the last corner. Let's see if it's true. Yes, You see here, this is throttle. He had to lift. He had to lift pedal, and that's where he lost some time. Okay, so that's basically it, and we'll speak again. We'll see again soon. I don't think I will do FP2. It's very boring FP2 when there is sprint qualifying. Pretty much pointless, but I will do for sure the sprint qualifying. So whoever is interested to watch will be welcome. Thank you again for being here and for spending some time together. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you soon. And enjoy Formula One, which is